Hi, this is the first video in my story about how the Cherokees' writing changed from their home in native North and South Carolina to the Trail of Tears, and where they eventually ended up in Oklahoma, and those that remained in North and South Carolina, and how they eventually moved to Florida, which is where my ancestors are from. Okay, the first story, let's start at the very beginning. In the beginning, there was darkness and ocean, and everything was living in the darkness. It was super crowded. So they decided they'd have to find a way to live on the ocean. So they were looking around, they're like, what are we going to do? And one of them guessed that there was probably Earth underneath the ocean. So they sent down the water bug, which is the smallest of swimming creatures, and they just said, water bug, you gotta find some Earth and make an island for us. Water bug was like, alright, do this. So he dived deep into the ocean, kept swimming. Right at the moment where he was about to die from the pressure and the lack of oxygen, he found Earth. So he scooped up a little bit of Earth, and if I show you a picture of a water bug, it'll kind of make sense. Scooped up a little bit of Earth, and then swam back up to the top and dropped it. And then, lo and behold, it grew and it multiplied, and it became this huge island of really sticky, wet, swamp-like mud. So Waterbug was like, boss, and shot up back to the skies to tell everyone that he'd made an island. And all of them were like, oh, that's pretty cool, Waterbug, except we can't actually live there, so nice job. And they were like, you know what, well, never mind. A loss is a loss. We'll just wait and see if it dries out, and then see if we can live on it. So they decided to wait and see, except that got boring, and they decided to send some birds down to see if it was dry yet, because they're a little impatient. So the first couple of birds died. Guess it was too wet, and they couldn't really hack the long distance flying, so they died because they never came back. And all the animals were like, whoa, we can't let that happen again, we don't like things dying. So they said, yo, Buzzard, you've got mad endurance, how about you go down and check and see if it's dry? And Buzzard was like, I can hack it. And if you've ever seen a buzzard in real life, they tend to just glide for hours. They just spend their entire life up in the sky, and they're like boss at it. So anyway, this buzzard went down, and remember that the earth is still kind of slick and muddy, very flexible. And so the buzzard went down, and every time that he'd push his wings down to go a little higher, he'd make a valley, because all the air would rush in and move all the dirt. So he'd make a big valley. And every time he'd bring his wings up so that he could fly a little longer, he'd make 2 mountains of mud underneath both of his wings. So when the world finally did harden, these were valleys and mountains that we see today. If you want to hear some more stories about what the animals do, about what the sky is, and about what else would you like to hear about? Other things, sky, other animals.